In this video, I will be demonstrating my final project. I have programmed two different software libraries for the Arduino. However, I will begin by describing the hardware configuration that I've used for my project. I am using the Arduino Shield in order to connect the keypad, as we did with one of the previous homeworks. I'm also using an LCD display with 4 different lines of text and 20 different characters per line. You can see the solder points here where the connections to the Arduino would otherwise take place. I had ordered an IC2 connector, which you can see here, which basically allows me to save a good number of pins on the Arduino by connecting 2 analog pins and the power and the ground to this unit, and then solder that unit to the LCD display. So instead of using multiple pins, I now only have to use essentially 2 analog pins in order to get the output that I want. I will be showing 2 different demos. The first is for the 4-digit number library that I wrote. Currently, the LCD display is meant to display numbers in a landscape mode, rather, meaning the long way like that, and numbers would be running from left to right, or wherever you chose to place them. For the game, I wanted to program with the game library that I made. I realized I wanted to display numbers in a portrait mode like that, meaning that the numbers will now be running from left to right when it is standing up as such. So this first demo, the 4-digit demo, shows the number library that I built. It has just been uploaded to the Arduino unit. And we can see in the upper right the number 0. And when I press the 1 key on the keyboard, the number increments. When I press the 2 key, it decrements. And I've programmatically had it wrap between 0 and 9,999. I was able to accomplish this library by making use of what is called CG RAM, which is a small piece of memory inside the actual LCD display itself. The memory space is quite small. It only allows for a total of 8 custom characters to be stored within it. Obviously, if we're going to be showing an integer using all 10 possible digits, 0 through 9, I had to overcome the memory size limitation of the CG RAM memory by essentially swapping out different character bit patterns for the first 4 memory spaces in CG RAM. By doing so, by swapping them out, I'm able to display any 4-digit number that I wish. Next, I will be showing the small game library that I programmed. The game library code that you see here takes what is called a game object which is essentially a class that I built out. And this class can take either bit patterns, such as this one here, which represents a small little spaceship, or it can take actual ASCII values, such as this asterisk right here. The game library allows the user to move different art assets around the LCD screen, and it also allows the user to test for collisions, which is essentially what my small little game does. So I will hit upload, and we will upload the sketch to the Arduino. And we can see it has been uploaded. The idea of the game is to guide the little spaceship around the screen to avoid the small falling little asteroids. The score at the top portion of the screen is essentially a timer that indicates how long the player has not been struck by one of the asteroids. And when we are struck, the game immediately resets and the score returns back down to 0. That is my final project. Thank you very much.